Darlene. This is Darlene's Kitchen. Today we're going to learn how to make concentrated spaghetti sauce. To process tomatoes, this is what you have to do. You need to core out the stem, like I'm doing here. And at the opposite end, cut a very shallow X in the skin. Now that we're done coring, let's take this over to the boiling water. The boiling water gets the skin off. About a minute and a half since I dropped these into the boiling water, and already some of them, their skin is starting to peel. And generally the redder they are, the faster their skin will peel. Although this orange one is an exception to the rule. Oh, look at that. So I'm continuing to peel the tomatoes after they've been plopped in boiling water for about 1 to 2, maybe 3 minutes, and then cooled off. And I can slice them. The first step towards cooking is greasing the pan in which we will be boiling down the sauce. This is important to prevent sticking to the bottom. So notice that I'm setting the heat to medium. I don't want to risk burning or boiling over. So the main flavor that is going to be in our spaghetti sauce will be roasted garlic. To do the roasting of the garlic, we will need to use the oven. Set to 375. Preheat while I am cutting the tops off of the garlic. So to soak in the olive oil as they're roasting in the oven, I'm going to cut the tops off of as many of these garlic cloves as possible. I'm packing the cut top garlic in aluminum foil, making a tub on the bottom to hold any excess olive oil. Now I pour the olive oil over them. Try to cover as many of the cloves as I can without making a complete mess inside. There. Now into the oven. "45 minutes is usually enough. Well, 50 is okay too. To go with our extra spices, we cut up 1 whole onion, the biggest we could find. We want to keep a consistent olive oil flavor to go with the roast garlic. Okay. Here we have the tops of the garlic cloves that we cut off that were going to be roasted. So as not to waste any, I mince the tops up, mix them in with the onion. I'm also going to have oregano, dried oregano, since we're not fancy enough to have our own fresh oregano. Roughly about a tablespoon, or a little more than a tablespoon. And basil, another important one. And that's about a little over a tablespoon there. Want to mix it thoroughly. Also, some salt. It's been 50 minutes at 375 degrees. The garlic has now been roasted. Yummy. However, it is too hot to handle right now. Later, we will have to squeeze the soft roasted garlic flesh out and into the sauce. Too hot for that now. Another important ingredient is canned tomato paste. And I hope that you do have a can opener at home. Another important ingredient is balsamic vinegar. just to increase the acidity of the sauce to help with its shelf life. Somewhere between 1/8 of a cup and 1/4 of a cup should be good enough here. Since we are doing a home canning recipe for spaghetti sauce, the other important component is the mason jars, and we have to sterilize them in a boiling water bath before we add the sauce to them. So now that the sauce is more than halfway done, we're going to start boiling these jars. The dome lids, which fit on top of the mason jars, also have to be sterilized. In total, we have 8 pint jars in 1 quart jar. The roasted garlic is now cool enough that I can squeeze the roasted cloves out of the skins. I have finished squeezing the roasted garlic out of the skins. Now I want to mix it with my onion, oregano, and basil. And mash it up some in the process. I want a good mix. Ready to pour this in to the sauce. Roasted garlic, onion, basil, and oregano. The time is now 3:50. We started this whole process at 1:10. Finally, the sauce is at perfect consistency and flavor after going through all the labor of all those ingredients and letting them simmer for a few hours. We are now ready to place them in the jars. And these, you can't see it now, but these have been boiling. You can see the steam coming up. We'll start with our big one first. And notice that this is thicker than your usual marinara sauce. This is concentrated spaghetti sauce. To make actual marinara sauce, you would thin it out with regular tomato sauce and a little bit of red wine when you're actually cooking with it. And notice the amount of head space that I have. There. We ended up filling 7 pints and 1 quart. The next and final order of business is to boil all of these for another 15 minutes to make sure they are sterile on the inside and under the lids. And it also helps form a seal under the dome lid. Finally, after boiling these jars for 10 to 15 minutes and letting the boiling water cool down enough to be able to pull the jars out, we are ready to let the jars cool. And you should hear the dome lids snap as the seal is formed. So this is Darlene from Darlene's Kitchen. We just completed our own concentrated spaghetti sauce made from scratch. So stay healthy and stay safe. Thank you.